Welcome back to Legend of Mana.
Oh my god,
So...
Tio grew wings! Oh wait, never mind, that's just his rabbite.
Oh.
What, were you drinking Red Bull by any chance, Tio?
It's like the shorts in Pokemon Red. They're comfy and easy to wear when you don't bite.
No, Dwebs. Tio is actually healthy.
What?
I've actually tried Red
snap.
Bull recently. It's not.
I actually tried Red Bull. It has a weird taste for me.
Yeah, it's that's that for me too.
In general, energy drinks are just not for me.
In general, I don't drink soda.
I just need caffeine.
It counts as soda, didn't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I assumed it was carbonated.
I don't. It contains taurine, if I recall correctly.
What was up with that growling sound in that transition?
It's since it's a canyon, it's the sound the wind does when it passes through the.
Jeez, for a moment I thought, wait, are we doing the Yondabon?
Alex is gone.
For a moment I was thinking, are we doing the Yondabon thing of having wind growl? I kid you not, sure. There's a movie where a tornado growls.
Because, for
And
no
also-
reason at all.
And also a tornado that takes on the face of Jack Nicholson from The Shining.
Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
Why?
Because
It's
Because
Yondabon.
Yandabon thinks he's so clever.
You know, it is kind of a shame, honestly. I mean, he was doing such a good job with Speed. Heck, I even like Speed 2. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the best of sequels, but in its own right, as its own movie, it was good. So where did he go wrong?
Too much methamphetamine.
Oh yeah, and trying to be all artsy with stuff like The Haunting.
And then he makes it, and then he made a video game movie more boring than the movie Bowl one.
Abbas is calling you. Please go in.
Alright, here we go. This starts one of the major plot points of the fairy story arc. It's you, Pedro.
Oh, I apologize to have called upon you.
Sure, why not? Everyone
There's a
does.
favor I need to ask. It's about Diane.
The cat girl.
Or Dino, now how you pronounce it. She left here saying she needs to talk to Irwin. She hasn't come back since. Could you please find her?
Is this kind of talk the kind that involves someone stabbing a knife into the other's stomach kind of talk?
Thank you so much. I wish you luck. Now go!
Yeah.
Go!
In
How
search
do
of
we-
fairies.
Wait, I thought we were searching for a cat girl. Now we're in search of fairies?
Well, remember, Irwin counts as the Lord of the Fairies.
We
not right
switched
now.
targets.
Okay.
Again, mostly speeding up because pointless retreading of a dungeon we already went.
Oh, we're going back to, shoot, which dungeon was this?
We need to talk, I think, to the sage, the turtle sage.
Was this that jungle dungeon?
No, this is the lake one. It's far from being a maze, but the point is, I forgot who it was. No, I think it's you, Pedro.
Oh, you know.
The difference from the fairies are words or appearances, or how should I know?
Wouldn't...
We are really all the same.
We are one.
Our
you
appearances
and
are
I.
only the shadow reflecting. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with.
Who tried me or insulted?
I'm gonna go with the turtle from the commercial.
Dragon
It's a
Ball.
little difficult for me.
Which commercial?
Maybe jumping into a circle of fairies will send us to the land of fairies.
Foreshadowing.
Just one, Joe. Just one.
Because when was David Cage a turtle?
No, actually, I'm doing the turtle from the one of America's most famous commercials.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a cherry pop?
Of a Tootsie Pop.
Oh, okay. But wasn't it an owl doing that?
There was also one with a turtle where...
There was also one of a turtle, yeah.
And I kid you not,
Watch Doug's commercials video, he actually covered that.
Put that thing away, child, I can see your junk.
Yeah.
I kid you not, the kid is wearing nothing in that.
Oh,
I
there
mean,
you go.
art
Hey,
style,
Dana.
but... Oh, hey, Dana.
It's up to you against Shiri.
Did you come all the way here looking for me?
Well, don't think it was a date.
Well,
Sorry,
we're near a lake, so it's a bit romantic, Jova.
Is it?
Of course.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But it seems like I gotta go further.
Wait, hold on. This is only our first time together. We can't go there yet.
Too bad. The writing's too bad. The fan fiction says so.
Do you get to hear Toad's story?
Wow.
Who's Toad? It's the name of a sage, but yeah.
I came here to see Irwin.
Everybody came here to see.
Apparently, she wants to seek him to have some answers regarding to the priestess of Gato.
I guess it was true that he was hiding in the land of fairies.
Huh, what do you know?
Remember, we haven't seen him so far, so it's time to actually meet him firsthand.
Is it Matilda's powers he wants?
Well, she is a very special girl.
Trust me, Jova will actually see that she's a special girl.
Ah. So Mara Wilson has been aged rapidly.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm telling you this. Goodbye.
It's called,
Okay, thanks.
it's called Diarrhea of the Mouth Girl.
You know, for a person in such a hurry, you sure to tippy-toe your way to...
Yeah.
No, this is how I run, don't you see?
No, how she runs is on all
Oh,
fours.
great, more fairies. I just ignore them.
Fairies all over. This
Huh.
is the land of Etheria, mate.
Yeah, welcome to Fairy Fencer app.
Oh, hello. We got a mouse, a bee, and a rat.
These fairies are not dressed in skimpy outfits, so they can't be.
Well, they technically are, but they were the imaginary Gaelic folklore, the one that they depicted. Like,
And to be fair, Pedro and Fairy Fencer Rep, a lot of the fairies aren't even wearing revealing outfits, since it's, one of those fairies is pretty much a robot.
Alright, time to actually meet Irwin. I'm gonna voice him, obviously. And he looks like, Mufasa.
Huh.
Everything
Wait,
like
hold on.
is our kingdom.
Hold on, wait, what's the Team Flare Boss doing here? Dwibs, what's Lysandre doing here?
Actually, Jovi, if you paid a bit of attention, one member of the SSMB had an avatar based on his appearance.
I don't know, Joe. Maybe the team he was with was so forgettable he just abandoned them and went here.
Or maybe he wasn't actually killed by Zygarde in the anime, he was just sent here.
Anyway, Dane is questioning Irving about what he wants to do because he has an army of fairies on his side. Let's see.
World peace? Find
What
a
am
cure?
I capable of doing?
Curing
I don't
cancer?
know. Why are you asking me?
Turn to darkness. Oh wait.
Just answer my question.
God dang it, Billy Zane.
What do you hope to accomplish?
Yes.
Say it.
Heisenberg.
You need him to tell him you're evil.
What are you
I don't know,
going
Joe.
to do to Matilda?
I don't know, Joe. I kind of love his hamminess in that game.
Yeah, even I do. I mean, heck, Billy Zane rocks is handsome.
She's been aging too rapidly since she collapsed in
the mines.
There we go.
Back. And also in this part.
Oh, come on. Hino doesn't look that bad at phrasing that.
Hino's a woman?
No, I mean, I was making a joke about the face of the old.
Oh, I know. It was just like, well, she's referring to a she, though.
Miss Scott said
Yeah.
it's because you took her elemental powers.
Well, I couldn't think of a better joke. Sorry.
Like I said, Mara Wilson, since she's called
Remember, in
Matilda.
case Dana is very concerned about Matilda, she went far and beyond to find a way to cure her, but she has found no bounds, so she's directly asking to the responsible.
And I can't do a thing about it.
Oh.
Join me and maybe we can...
Well, that's too bad.
Huh.
Charming person, everyone.
Oh, shut up.
So, with Viscard, when he accuses him of being bad, you lambaste him, yet for Irwin, it's just shut up.
Brilliant.
Give her back the elemental powers you've stolen.
No.
Please?
Which one? The power of heart? Power of fire?
Well, that could have gone better. Go back and tell Matilda.
You'll never get a sequel.
You was only a dream when everything comes to an end.
Go tell it on the mountain to her.
Bye. Sorry, that's
It
that
almost
was
sounds
amazing.
like one of the suspense tracks you hear in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, actually.
So Dinah, do you believe... So Dinah, do you now have enough proof to believe Escod now?
Wait, what sounds like he wants to be a millionaire?
The
song
track
that was
that was
playing
playing
earlier.
during that last conversation.
Yeah.
It sounds more like the Wonderwall theme from Winning Live. The same composers, so
Wonder Wolf.
Wonderwall. It's a UK thing.
Okay.
But
You basically do a
actually,
thing.
now that you mention it, now I just remembered there are bits of millionaire music that sound like that. So
All right.
again, I should know I'm from the country that came up with the thing.
However, since it's still counts as a quest and it's important, we need a boss fight to it.
I will be able to make it.
Let's speed
Essentially,
up.
Irwin is retreating back to the fairy world through the circle that the turtle mentioned.
We're not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
No, Blaze, no! You're gonna be drifted to another dimension.
Again?
God.
I must go now. My planet.
Oh
will be-
shit, we
Well,
came
that
out.
depends.
She just got
Hold on.
abducted.
Hold on,
Irwin
Taylor.
takes away the shadows, but actually,
Hold on. Taylor, we have sorry. Hold on, Taylor. We have to get things straight. To a different dimension or to the future?
makes eternity begin.
Okay, time and
And
eternity.
boss
Maybe this...
time.
What?
Okay, this boss is actually really cool.
What is
Whoa.
it with cats and dimension?
It's a rainbow wolf of death.
Okay, that is
sure.
insanely awesome.
And also is one of the toughest one because it's extremely agile, which means stun locking is actually relatively hard because it can dodge away, and then immediately it follows with one of his special attacks, meaning that he can be rendering himself immune for a couple of seconds.
They look cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he even fires flechettes of rainbow plumes.
I'd expect nothing less from Square Enix to give us good, crisp visuals. So
No,
what
it's
the
just
hell
Square-
happened with Lightning Returns?
First off.
That beats the hell out of
Remember,
it.
Jova, that game, despite being hard, was so uninteresting for Square itself that they didn't even bother Amano to design a logo for the title.
Not just that, it had 1 year of development and a very low budget.
And yet Lightning's
Like, I
wearing...
know that it happened also with for the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, but those were clearly spin-offs on their own, while Lightning Returns was clearly tied to the rest of the trilogy, so...
And yet I guess someone was drunk enough to suggest having Lightning's Lightning Return outfit be her default one for the new Dissidia game. since
That's
what she's-
because of storyline reason. Essentially, some of the heroes are taken back from the original world to the of their most distant
And to be
future.
fair-
For Lightning is Lightning Returns, and Clouded means the children.
And to be fair, Jova, we can just revert back to the original if we want.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was
remember,
talking about
Joa, when it
story-wise
comes-
since I saw that.
When it comes to fighting, your default outfit is the one of the first 13, and Cloud is the classic soldier first class uniform.
Then why did they have him like that in the cinematic that recently
I already told you, Jova, it's because of where the heroes are taking place. It's a bit flip-flop in a sense where, for example, Cecil is not taken from the after, his appearance from the after years,
Exactly.
but it's something that I don't mind too much.
And when I was complaining about it, I was mainly talking about story-wise as opposed
Besides,
to
from what I
gameplay-wise.
gathered, Jova, by that logic, Noctis also should be taken with his older appearance that he has in the beginning of the 15.
I kind of wish he did because I got okay. His regular default younger self outfit is so jarring compared to a lot of the more fantastical kind of setting outfits that most of the protagonists have. It's kind of funny, like, you know, most of them have these cool outfits, and then there's just Noctis in his plain black shirt, black.
Remember, Jova, the theme? Remember, Jova, the theme that
Of
Homeworld Novel was
15
15?
was a fantasy based on reality. Yeah.
Reality.
And also remember, Jova, we need to make cosplayer lives easy.
Yes, indeed. That's why we still made the hair a freaking nightmare.
Well, trust me, Jova, I've seen other stuff in Japan compared to a lot of other stuff.
Jova, compared to
Noctis,
Seymour, I mean...
Well,
Oh!
not just the other Final Fantasy, but even to other people like that.
Well, I gotta
Alright,
say, the Japanese are really dedicated. Like, seriously, I've seen even a 1-year-old dressed up to cosplay as Cloud.
Alright, go ahead, Pedro.
Did you find out anything about Thane?
She has weird priorities with who she trusts.
She kinda went to the fairy world.
You went to the land of the fairies? Does that mean Irwin is there too?
Lady, contain your...
No, I shouldn't ask you anymore. Thank you.
Boy, Scott's gonna have a field day with this.
I used to see fairies very often. But Escott could not, so he used to make faces when I was speaking with them.
What a charming kid.
We were talking about that when he was here just now.
We will learn about where he went
says he
in
can
the next side quest.
He says you can somewhat see him now. Perhaps they still live around.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Just believe.
And now things get a bit weird, so bear it with now.
What?
Jova, you business guy.
Matilda.
Bury it for a
crap.
second, I'll explain later.
Who might you be?
This is the last of the sages.
We haven't seen each other for quite some good time, Matilda. Don't you remember me? My name is Selva.
What is up with your nose?
Especially considering that
Wait, he's not a
a lot of
clown?
European languages. Selva out of 4 wind. Why are you called jungle in another language?
Oh, I thought he was just a clown. Jeez, or something's just up with his nose.
Yeah, his air is made of clouds himself. He's the sage of the wind.
Yes, I have visited you back when you were an infant, and I know you well.
Do you know about how Irwin took away my elemental power?
What, is she supposed to be the Earth Elemental or something?
She's the avatar.
Yes, I do. When an era is about to end, anything can happen.
Yeah, this is one big clue about the entire game.
You can foresee the future stuff. What will happen to Irwin and Escott?
And now for some foreshadowing to the other
The future is
story arcs.
decided by those who will walk its path. You, Dinah, Escott, Irwin, Elazul, Pearl, Lark, Sierra.
Essentially,
Yeah.
the protagonist of all the other story arcs.
Well, if Sierra Entertainment is involved, we're doomed.
And Tail?
Yes, I am the center of anything because I'm such an egotistical maniac.
Oh, you thought so. I wanted to hear that. You see, Tio will have a life bound to a wheelchair and will help the avatar of the elements later in his journey.
Oh, I cannot say anything.
Obone the warrior.
He's talking about the
Gaius
sages.
the earth. Rosati the beast. Tote the tortoise. Pokhiel
wait,
the
are
bird. And Silver
entities
the
or-
4 winds.
Or
It's
characters
the Ginyu Squad.
You shall
No,
become
no,
the
no, no,
7th
Tail.
member
It's
of
the
the...
woodland critters.
Wait, how is wisdom an element?
No, remember, Jova, wisdom is one of the warrior's 8 disciplines.
But it's an
Yes.
element they're all describing. You are the one who will end this era. Wait, doesn't that mean she's the bad guy?
Don't you see, Tail? It's like the wood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's myself as says Scale. Don't you see, Tail? It's like the woodland critters. Porky the porcupine, Barry the bear.
Yes, Rabbity the rabbit.
I love Irwin.
Of course you did.
Please allow me to die this way. It is for the world.
No, I'm sorry, bitch. You have to pay for what you did.
Matilda, you are allowed to love anyone you want. People fear to see the shadow they make themselves. But there is no such thing as shadows. You understand, don't you?
Actually, I don't.
Me neither.
Typical Square Enix writing,
All my
leaves me
life,
confused as all heck.
All my life, I've only seen the shadow.
I'm also considering it may probably be translation errors.
See, only... No, Tio, it's way too consistent across Square Enix products for it to be translation errors. Open your heart, Matilda, and it'll be alright!
Yes.
The flow of time is about to change its way.
Are you about done? Because I'm not getting any younger here.
People will become free.
This is a clue for the ending in general. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. The last.
Who
Those
was the
feet.
character designer for this game?
I don't know. It says essentially it became the staple to the Mana franchise ever since. When Square Enix remade the first game for the Game Boy Advance, I forgot what it was. Star Final Fantasy Adventure. They remade the characters in this particular art style, which divided some people. But then, when they remade it again and called it Adventures of Mana, they chose a completely different art style, which is the one they're now using for the Secret of Mana remake.
This is a weird art style. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's reminiscent of like
yeah,
a
it's
usual
very
square.
particular.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Please, are you back? I guess not.
It's definitely
whatever. It's only the recap.
It's definitely a square form of art style because it shares some things with the likes of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. However, something about its art style is so different and bizarre that the characters, well, there's a wide range to what characters are like to the point where it's almost maddening to keep up.
Instead of going for the borders, it goes color palette inside itself, going through all the different tonalities and everything. Go ahead, please.
That too.
Today's story was about a woman who disappeared when she went to the lake to look for a demon. I say she should have been catching fish instead of any demons.
Get it? Because she's a cat.
Thanks,
She's a cat woman.
Previously on Secret of Mana.
So don't worry, Jova. There will be no bad editing in this run.
Yeah, well, come on, Joe. Surely you want to see multiple jump cuts of some guy talking.
Or the movie just deciding to sporadically speed up or slow down.
I swear I completely erased those things after the first time I saw the movie, so...
Well, watch out here because Catwoman's my next 5-member movie pick.
Joyful.
Thank you
I
very
guess
much,
we couldn't... Anyway, now going exactly to where the game hinted at us, we're going back to the mines, and actually discover what happened when Irwin and the priestess got trapped in the mines and supposedly he took away her elemental powers.
Let me guess, one of them got turned into the embodiment of light and the other the embodiment of darkness as he was controlled by Master Xehanort. Oh, sorry, that's a different plot involving light and darkness.
Yeah, what are you doing here? Because you forgot it's you, Pedro.
Okay.
Hello? What?
Earth teaches us the cosmos and all of its ancient memory. You know.
Whatever the hell that means.
Please don't flash me, salesman.
Pokhiel is bizarre.
When the grass sprouts and stones sing, light shines on the earth.
This guy is one of the elementals, too.
The light sparkles on the feathers of the birds of paradise.
Okay, did the Guardians of Oa pick these elementals?
Break loose from the shackles of time. Noah, get to the point, dude.
Yes. That's the thing. Thanks to his dream-telling machine, Pokhiel is gonna transport us to the past, and there you go, Jova. That's a young ass cut.
Who's there? Wait, so we're just automatically in the past?
More like, Jova, it's similar to Assassin's Creed. We're reliving the memories that happened in this specific mine.
Even though he can see us, so does that mean he saw us back then?
No, it's just a mere reconstruction. We'll put it like an abridged version of it.
Where the beings in it can see us. Okay.
Sure.
His thoughts and actions, everything about him is demonic. I've got to do something about it before it's too late.
Also, Joe, but this is a game made by the Japanese people. Were you expecting things to be normal?
Well, there needs to be a standard. Like, you know...
So, Eskad's reasoning is that being demon alone, Irwin will eventually lead to the destruction of worlds, so he needs to do something.
Matilda, you're such a fool. He tricked you into leaving the temple.
Uh-oh. Well, we'll see what happens next. Jova, to explain a bit more this phenomenon that we're experiencing, think it more like... how can I say it? It's similar also to Bayonetta's first game that involves that particular type of time travel. You know what I'm talking about.
The kind where you can pretty much technically interact, but it's more like an illusion of time travel.
Yes.
Kind of like a glorified tour through a history channel.
You can talk to Pokhiel, you can get exit the memory, but you will need to repeat the quest from the beginning.
So why did you... Oh.
This way! Also, Irwin as a kid looks...
His hair's brown in the portrait, yet red outside.
Yeah. And that's you, Pedro. It's a young Matilda.
I can't breathe.
Asthma.
I see gas spewing out here. It must be tough for you and Eskad. I'm a demon, so fuck off.
You look more like a cat than... Oh, right. Of course. That.
He is a cat demon.
Then shouldn't Dinah be considered a demon, though, if she's also part cat?
She's more... Well, trust me, Jova, the laws that regulates the anthropomorphism of this world are all over the place because there's a fuck ton of different races.
So there's cat people who are demonic and cat people who aren't demonic. Of course!
I guess the way to describe it is that...
well, I guess to be fair, at least...
Irwin is more like a lynx or a lion, like, while Matilda... While Dana is more a straight, normal cat.
House cat.
Yeah. Or... There we go. And so you need to fight a bit in this quest, but it's really... These other mines are the same, so they're pathetically easy at this point of the game. And the stun locking also helps.
Behold, I bring from the future death to all lower-level monsters of the past.
Yes. Kneel before me and despair.
Kneel before whatever
Zod.
my name is.
Tio.
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 Tio
Tio
Skevin.
Anyway, to give a bit also more context, trying also to recap what we know so far. Apparently, for some reason, Irwin brought Matilda here because the two are goody-goody. Remember, this is all part of a point where Matilda, Irwin, Eskad, and Dana were like a group of friends. Surprisingly enough, we were not just a trio, we were actually 4 people. But while Dana was okay with having Irwin around because it was a friend to them, Eskad was incredibly racist because Irwin was a demon and everything. And something happened which led to a couple of things. Irwin stealing Matilda's powers and then getting away and then eventually organizing his arm of Faeries.
And apparently
Eskad
casting...
becoming-
Oh, go on.
Yeah, Eskad becoming a knight of the temple and then as well as part of a monk tribe family thing. And Matilda aging extremely rapidly. So what we need to know all of this has happened, and that's what this particular quest is for.
Of course.
I think it's happening, yeah, right now. Okay.
Well then, let's go.
You should feel a little better here.
Oh, so it's alright when Jova does the Italian accent, but I kept thinking for it, Tio.
Because I'm the one voicing Mario on the Squirm channel. And I'm close enough to doing a good old Charles Martinet. Basically, I'm doing a Martinet accent.
Oh, remember, Joe, it makes sense. Oh, sorry, Dwebs, makes sense. Charles Martinet is American, so, and is trying to do an Italian accent, so it makes sense for our equivalent to be the same, I guess.
Jova's thing's more American Italian, whereas mine's an attempt at Italian itself.
It's like The Simpsons said. It's an Italian-American accent.
The problem is that the mine is very old, so it starts collapsing all over the place.
Of course it does.
This was really fun at the beginning, but now
It was?
It was the first time I ever left the temple on my own will.
Remember, Joel, this was the entire world for the entire center was
I
also.
can't take it anymore. It's frightening me.
And now she's forever afraid of the outside world. Well done.
You're protected by the spirits, but also protected your ancestors.
That's a good thing, right?
Yes. Even if I die here, you will survive.
That's nice, dude, but do you have something more practical aside from virtual mumbo jumbo? I will become the priest.
Because she broke the rules?
Because priests aren't allowed to be friends with demons.
That's
why?
demonist.
Why was she even allowed around her then?
I'm not your friend.
What?
I just want to eat you up like all demons do.
So you were evil all along.
Hold on, we're actually going somewhere with this.
Let me guess, he doesn't want her to feel bad because...
lying!
Typical, he doesn't want her to feel bad for having to abandon him.
I want to go to the underworld.
Remember, the underworld is essentially hell. She wants to die.
Adults are always telling us what to do.
Wait,
Essentially. I don't like this darkness. Summon your spirit. It will tell us how we can save ourselves.
Blue Dragon?
Hold on, we're actually going somewhere.
I don't want to go back.
You gotta leave!
Live, damn you!
If you hate these words so much, I will destroy it.
Oh no.
How inspiring.
We should have the freedom to use our power in any way we want.
Destroying the world is not necessary.
And there you go.
So basically, he absorbed her negativity.
I summon Sonic. Your powers are mine now, spirit.
So what, was the spirit infesting her that made her feel all blue?
And there you go, Scott became at the worst possible.
Matilda! You demon! What did you do to Matilda? As this upbeat music is playing.
And then another...
So let me see if I can get what's straight going on. Matilda was being possessed by a spirit.
And now there's adult Scott here.
I guess you've regained consciousness, Chio.
Okay.
Whose side are you on?
Remember, he essentially
Are
saw
you
a
with
scene
me,
of this.
fighting for justice? Or with Dinah, aiding demons and making mankind your energy? Don't worry
She's trying
about...
to find a peaceful solution, not like you.
What happens if you stay with Escad?
He's just joining us temporarily and the quest ends. But now we have to fight him.
Okay.
Now we fight.
Hopefully this will lead to the better ending where I guess he sees sense because we beat the crud out of him.
These choices only come to fruition at the end of the quest line.
Oh, so let me guess, even if you pick with him, he eventually fights you.
Yeah, no, well, not here.
Not later.
More like,
Because he
but
thinks
later,
you betrayed him.
So, sorta, it comes to a little choice, essentially.
So anyway,
Let's just say that this is not the end of the quest. But yeah, in case you wondered what the hell all this was all about, the priestess, the child, Matilda, was very unhappy with her life. She was incredibly depressed by being reclused to live in the temple and having to do all that boring shit. Well, not just boring, it was really depressing. A life that she didn't wanted. And Irwin was the only friend who had to console her, essentially. So that's naturally also why they fell in love with each other. But this also meant that when transported here, she was willing to do everything just to stay with him and away from the temple. So it, being a demon, Irwin took that literally and said, okay, you don't like this word, I'm gonna destroy it. And this is all part of his plan. He took her spirit powers and now he's waging war to the world just because to fulfill her wishes of sociopathic destruction.
And he didn't think maybe to just console her, like sit her down, talk
That's
it
the
out.
point. Him being a demon, he thinks this is natural choice. He's thinking in an orange and blue morality way, not the black and white we're used to.
Huh.
And
That's it?
Hold on.
That's it.
It ends abruptly, yes, but it's gonna be reprised almost immediately in the next part.
Does this kind of imply that we killed him?
No, because remember it was all part of Pokhiel's weird thing.
But no matter the context, you can't just cut away from a fight like that.
It's a cliffhanger, dweebs.
But that's a really sloppy cliffhanger. I don't care how old the game is. Give us some dialogue to establish what happened.
Hell, just have text on a black screen or something.
I think you get a bit
I think
more
I'm starting
inside
to
with Ascad.
I think I'm starting to see why you don't particularly care
Regardless
for
of
this
that,
quest line
the game
too.
could have at the very least told us more.
Not only that, but I'm sorry.
Really music box.
I really don't buy... Okay. Maybe there's some more logic to it, but I really have a hard time buying that Irwin is completely excused for the fact that he took his love sing literally, when just a moment ago he was trying to reassure her that she doesn't need to die. It's like if a psychologist at some point was listening to a
That's
mass...
the general problem of the entire story arc, Jova, where they said that every character in this story arc is a complete moron and mean-spirited.
Well, when it comes to S-God, I mean, yeah,
we're just one way or the other. Escad is particularly maybe the right side because he wants to end.
I guess sorry.
My main thing is this, though. It's sad that Escod still feels like the least dumb person in here. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's definitely misled here and there. But he actually does call stuff out for what it is here and there. I mean, for what he
True,
knows
but
it
that's
to
the
be.
problem. The problem with Escajova is the fact that the solution to the problem is too violent.
Yeah.
While Dana is is in the opposite side. She's trying to find a solution that makes everyone happy, but as a result, she's not seeing the problem in its face. It's
But Irwin's is downright
surprising enough, Joel, when you think about it. I'm sorry to bring politics into this, but it's a kind of a parallel between liberalism and conservatism.
Yeah, like seriously, the best way to sum up Irwin's condition, imagine if a psychologist was listening to a would-be mass murderer and then decided, actually, you know what, patient, you bring up a good point. I'm going to help you hide the bodies.
Yeah, this also shows one of the game's primary issues. The world is very charming, but most of the characters are questionable in terms of how well crafted they are.
It's clear that there's definitely not a big story going at hand, and sadly, while most games don't let that hurt the characters, the problem is that... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, Joel, that scene with Selva that was turned to Matilda, that was supposed to be the remnants of a scrap content that essentially was supposed to something that connected all the three major story arcs into a cohesive narrative. Remember, Joe, there's a lot of dumb mid content for this game as well. Anyway, in the next part, we continue the Fairy story arc. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.